when Cindy came to us with the possibility of having Farhat coming to this lunch series during the fall, we were all thrilled. Cindy has been the head of the program in Peacebuilding and the arts, and she will probably have also the opportunity to tell you more about her activities, and we are really trying to have more of everyone to know what Brandeis is doing for peace building and conflict conflict resolution and coexistence. As you know, the Middle East is not always a place of peaceful coexistence, so having a facilitator, it's a euphemism, I guess, that I'm using here, right? So I think having with us someone who has been facilitating dialogue for so many years in the Middle East, but also beyond the Middle East, having a broad experience is really a chance for us. I think that Cindy will tell us more about Farhat, but I want you to give a warm welcome to Farhat and Cindy for organizing this.
I would like to begin by just welcoming you also, and thanking a few people who are responsible for making this event happen, including Anne Guditis of this MA program, who really did a lot of coordination, and Sneha Walia from the Student Senate, who really was responsible for getting the undergraduates organized to be part of this and really helping to create the vision for this all to happen. So thanks to both of you. And I just also want to say that we're very appreciative of support we've had from all around the campus to support Farhat's presence here, including, of course, the International Center for Ethics, Justice, and Public Life, who is sponsoring him here in residence, but also the theater department, the chaplaincy, the Office of the Dean of Arts and Sciences, and the Peace, Conflict, and Coexistence Studies program. So the whole campus is welcoming you here, Farhat.
Thank you.
I'm going to introduce Farhat in a minute, but I'll just tell you how the session will run. I'm going to ask Farhat a couple of general questions about his own background and his work. And then we have a panel of two undergraduates and two graduate students who will ask first questions, and then we'll open it up for questions and conversation. Okay?
Sounds good.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
So, Farhat Agbaria is honestly one of my dearest friends in the world. He is somebody who I can be honest with about almost everything, and vice versa. We met each other many years ago, in the 90s, at Seeds of Peace, where Farhat
Yeah,
has... Yeah, okay. Many years. And where Farhat has worked in the coexistence program there since it began in 1993, facilitating dialogue between Palestinians and Israelis and other Arab young people, and also people from conflict regions in other parts of the world, including Yugoslavia and India and Kashmir. And he works not only there, but also with the parents of these young people back in the region, and trains now the facilitators, and also works in Gabat Haviva in northern Israel on different kinds of dialogue programs. I think that's a good beginning. Is there anything else you'd like people to know about?
I think it's enough.
Okay. So can you all hear? Can you all hear back there? So, Farhat, we agreed that you would begin by sharing maybe just a little bit about your personal story, your family's history, what it was like for you growing up in Israel as a Palestinian, Muslim Palestinian, and what's your family story a little bit?
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, I do share the same feelings, with you. So thank you for really having me here. And the program which you just mentioned, where we did meet, it is the Seeds of Peace program. Really, this program brings Palestinians, Israelis, Egyptians, Jordanians, Moroccans, Arabs, and Israelis to a camp in Maine, in the summertime, and they have programs back home also as well after the camp. After they going with this experience here for a month in Maine together, having the really fun all around together and having a dialogue, 2 hours dialogue a day, dealing with their reality. They go back and they continue to do some more work. So back to me, which is really this important. I grew up in Israel as a Palestinian who lived in a small village in Israel called Musmus. We are about 4,000 people there, and that I remember the time where we really under the military government. The old Arab sector was under the military government until the 66, since the establishment of Israel until 66. In 66, somehow, we started to practice more as a citizens without without the military government. I mean that until then we needed permits to live to the Jewish cities, to the universities, to the hospitals, to whenever we wanted to leave our communities, we needed permits to do that. After 67, somehow we became more really free to live and to practice and to experience our daily life. I think what I would like to share is really more about myself being as a minority, or belonging to this minority, to the Palestinian people, and living in Israel. I think for me, I believe that it's the most complicated situation for a person to be in. On one hand, I am Palestinian, I am part of the Palestinian people, and on the other hand, the state where I live, and I am part of the state, and I consider myself as a citizen of the state of Israel. I am citizen of the state of Israel, and sort of my state is in a war with my people. So this is my situation, and to deal with it in the daily life, with wherever I go, is not easy thing to do. When I go to the university, when I went to the university, I'm dealing with my colleagues there. Sort of wherever I go in the state of Israel, always then especially now, when I see my people what they are going through, and they are under occupation and they're still occupied in the West Bank, and as I see, it's not easy. I have a little bit about my family. We are 7 brothers and 2 sisters, and I have 4 children who are married out of my house. They have their own family, their own houses. All of them are living in the same village in Musmus, so I'm lucky. Whenever I want really to see them or to see my grandchildren, it's easy, it's much easier for me. And I am here. I'm coming here to the States every summer to see to Peace. I am running the dialogue program there. With one of my colleagues, Israeli colleagues, who are in charge of the dialogue program. We are in charge of the facilitation. And back home, as Cynthia mentioned, we run 2 courses for facilitation. One basic course of facilitation, and the one advanced course for graduates. For our graduates and for other facilitators who join us. So my business, I would say, is the business I am very busy with is the facilitation issues. Facilitation stuff. This is what I'm dealing with back home and in the Seeds of Peace. In Seeds, I'm saying that what we do is really our team of facilitators run the dialogue groups in the camp, and my colleague and myself, we observe them, we go to the group, we sit in the groups, and we give them feedback after that. Okay, this is kind of supervision which we are doing for our students.
Farhat, before we move to talk about the dialogue, I have one more question to ask you about your own background. Just curious to know about your family's life and what life was like in the early part of this century, and then how things changed with the establishment of Israel. I mean, what was different before that in terms of how the culture, the way of life of your family, and what changed?
Well, it's not just my family. It's the society. Okay, I mean, we Palestinians live in that area. Okay, I mean we used to have the land and to really to work in the land, and everyone somehow kept his family, his sons and his sons-in-law, or his daughter-in-law, and daughters, to work in his farm. Okay, we used to be farmers. Okay, this is really the main thing which the people used to do for living. They used to work maybe 7-8 months a year, and the other in the winter to really it's time for them to be on vacation, no work, okay, to sit down. I mean, with the creation of the State of Israel, we lost the land. Okay, no more land. No, I'm fine. Thank you.
You're fine.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
People are having a hard time. It's right there.
Ah, really?
Is that comfortable for you?
It's better now? So in 48 we lost the land, and slowly somehow we started to go to the Jewish cities to find work there, to bring money back home and to do something for living. And so in the beginning, somehow all the people around in the family were really, we had a boss. The boss was really the head of the family, the father, the grandfather, who is the owner, who was the owner of the land, and the other people worked for him. I mean, his sons and the entire family. And when we stopped with that, okay, and we started really, the young people started to go to work in the Jewish cities. Somehow the parents, the father and the grandfather, okay, they shifted, okay, somehow. They started really to wait for the money from his sons and to bring to him. So in the first hand, someone was really the boss, and he's making the decisions for his sons, for his family, and after that, okay, the real change happened, and everything changed. I mean, we didn't have schools, okay, before that in our cities, in our villages. After the establishment of the State of Israel, okay, a law had been really, okay, made that everyone should go to the school. So all people started to go to the schools and to get education. So I would say this is really the main direct and immediate changes which took place right after the establishment of the State of Israel. But you know, okay, I mean, it's everything is changing everywhere. I mean, I feel sometimes now, honestly, that we lost a lot of beautiful culture which we used to have. We lost it. We lost it. It's not because the Israeli. It's because the Western culture. Okay. the Western culture, okay, somehow coming to us, and we're receiving it in many ways. And you can't help it, I think. Okay, I mean, it's not just, we are not unique. Okay, I think that you can find it everywhere. I went to the Far East and I saw what's happening in Bangkok. I've been at some other places, and I said that it's not really. So this is sort of some of the changes.
Okay, so I'll just ask you one question about your work as a facilitator, and then we'll open it up. But I'm just curious, you facilitated dialogues for many years now, and I'm wondering, over this time, what are some of the lessons that you've learned? I mean, I'm sure that the way you facilitate now is different than how you were when you were just a beginner. What have you learned over all these years of experience about facilitating dialogue with people who are really in conflict, especially in an asymmetrical conflict where one group has more power?
I think that I still doing the same facilitation, okay, except that I became more sophisticated facilitator. Means that the basic facilitation tools which I used to use them, they are still the same basic tools which I believe that every facilitator should use them. It was very difficult for me as a beginner really to listen to people. Okay, when I used to do a group work or to facilitate a group in conflict, it wasn't easy for me to listen, especially when the other side, okay, shared his ideas, his thoughts, the other side of the conflict. Because even though I am facilitator, but I am part of the conflict. So it makes the job more complicated and more difficult. It's because that I believe we work with two, okay, facilitators in each group in conflict. Okay, not just one, but Palestinian facilitator and Israeli facilitator. It makes it easier, okay, I would say. And with the years, I had more chances really to deal with my own stuff, okay? When I had the time and the place where I did participate and I was allowed to bring myself, to express my feelings, to share my thoughts, it helps me a lot really to be empty when I go to work with others, okay? It was easier for me to really be for them, for the people there. This is really the job of the facilitator. When you work with the people, you are there for them, okay? And you have to be empty. You are not allowed to deal or to be busy with your own stuff and